So we're going to be talking about multiplying polynomials using a couple different methods. One is area model, and the other would be using distribution or something that we call FOIL. And so let's look at both of these, and I'm just going to draw a line down the middle of my page, and we'll do the area model on one side, and then the other side will be FOIL, also called distribution. Okay, so taking a look at this, we're going to start with this. We have x plus 2 times 3x plus 5. So what I have here is, two polynomial factors. Factors are things you multiply together to get a product, right? And so because I have binomials, there are two binomials, I'm going to draw myself a triangle. And I'm going to split it two ways. And then this triangle, I'm going to take one of the binomials, I'm going to write the terms on the left edge. And the other binomial, I'm going to write terms on the top edge. Now these are both positive, so are being added, so I don't have any negative numbers to worry about. So there we are. Now the next thing I want to do then is I'm going to take each of the columns and rows and multiply by what's on the outside edges to get what goes in the box. Right, so 3x times x goes right here. Just a minute. What I'm going to do then is just what I showed you there. So I'm going to do that with each of the terms on the outside. I'm going to take those terms, so 5 times x, right, goes right here, 5x. And then I do the left edge the same way, right? I'm going to do the term on the left edge, so the top times the side, and so this is going to be 6x here, and then over here will be 10. Okay. The next step here then is to combine like terms. Keeping in mind our like terms will always be on a diagonal. So right here is like terms. So combine like terms, but also go ahead and write the rest of them. So 3x squared, then I've got plus 5x plus 6x, 11x, and then plus 10. So that's how you do the area model, what I like to call the Box method. And now let's take a look at foiling or distribution. I'm going to use the same one. And so the idea here is I'm going to distribute each of the terms in the first binomial. So this one, each of those terms will get distributed to each term in the second. So I'm going to start with x, and I'm going to just multiply the x by both the terms. So I'm going to get 3x squared plus 5x. And then I do the same thing with the 2. Multiply the 2 by both those terms. So I get plus 6x plus 10. And then when I combine like terms, I get 3x squared plus 11x plus 10. And that is distribution. Now, FOIL would be slightly different, but it's still a form of distribution, right? So there is that. Let's look at another example. And this time we're going to go with something slightly bigger, a bigger polynomial. So we're going to say x is 2 times 2x squared plus 3x minus 4. All right. So as I'm working, I'm going to have the area model over here. And then over on the other side will be distributive, because here you can't FOIL a binomial times a trinomial. Or you can't use that term anyway. All right. Let's do it. So my area model, if you recall with the binomial times a binomial, I needed to split my rectangle up 2 by 2. But here I've got a binomial, so that means I'm going to split this up by 2. That's going to be x and 2. But then I've got a trinomial, so I need to split. And each term is represented, so I got to split that into 3's. And I get 2x squared, 3x minus 4. Okay. And then I do the multiplication as before. All right, so 2 times 2x squared times x is 2x cubed. 3x times x is 3x squared. Negative 4 times x, negative 4x. And then I can hop down to the next row, doing the same thing. 2x times 2, 4x squared. 3x times 2, 6x. Negative 4 times 2, negative 8. And then I can combine my like terms, remembering like terms are when you're doing this, if you're doing it correctly, they're always going to be on a diagonal like this. So I'm going to have 2x cubed. 4 plus 3 is 7, so plus 7x squared. 6 minus 4 plus 2x minus 8. So that is the area model, also what I also call the box method. Now, distribution, I'm going to go ahead and write this down here. And again, I'm going to distribute each term in the binomial to each term in the trinomial. So let's do that. I got x times 2x squared, so I get 2x cubed. X times 3x plus 3x squared. X times negative 4 minus 4x. And then I do the number 2 the same way. I need to move this over. can't move it. I don't know why. All right. Plus 3x minus 8. Okay. This should be 6x, by the way. And then I can combine my like terms. We're going to go through and find those. There is no other 2x cubed, no other x cubes. There's just the 1. 3x squared plus 4x squared is 7x squared. Negative 4 plus 6 is 2x, and then minus 8. And as you can see, they are both the same. So this is how you go about multiplying polynomials, and you can use either method. It really doesn't matter as long as you just know, kind of pick a method and stick with it.